All right, Mark, so tell us all about Heavy Rain. You've been playing it.
I've been playing it loads. I've been really looking forward to this game. It's coming out on February 26th on the PlayStation 3. It's an exclusive, and it's what the producer David Cage is calling an interactive drama.
Right.
So it's heavily based on films and things like that, and it's kind of got cinematic influences. So rather than a traditional game, you're effectively playing through a film.
So it's an interactive movie.
Yeah.
So we've got an early section of the game. Let's jump in, find out a little bit more, and see how those cinematic influences play out.
We're going to jump into a section called The Mall, which is part of the prologue to the game. And we're going to be joining one of the main characters called Ethan, and he's like a father. And you're out with your wife, you've gone to go shopping, and you're going to buy some shoes for one of your sons. And what happens is one of your sons gets lost in the shopping mall.
Which we're going to see now.
Which we're going to see now. And yeah, we have to go out and find him.
So this guy's basically he's a normal kind of house husband.
Yeah, that's right. He's an architect.
Right.
He's an architect, as you find out in the beginning, and this whole sequence of events turns his life upside down.
Right.
Basically.
So this is from what I've played a really light opening just before it all goes crazy dark.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you get this whole sequence now is just absolutely amazing. You know, when you're walking through the mall here, and you walk through and you're trying to find Jason. And you can see already like how they're rigging the game to be cinematic. You know,
yeah.
You've got all these people around, and instead of just kind of running through and stuff, you're shouting at your son, you're trying to find him, and it works really well.
So he's run off basically. I mean, I don't remember ever going shoe shopping in a video game before, which is unique enough.
Exactly.
But you're trying to hunt him down. He's just wandering off basically.
Yeah.
And you can tell from the framing of it. It's very cinematic. I think you can press L1 to change the camera angle.
That's right.
Well.
You can change camera angles however you want, and the way it's shot is like the camera's always kind of fixed, but it's a kind of a shaky cam, so it moves with the character as you play.
So you're going to go and talk to this clown now.
Yeah. So we found our son. We're going to use this quick time event, which says we've got to push the right stick down.
Jason, you really shouldn't wander off like that, you know? There's an awful lot of people in here.
Please, Dad, can I have one? I would really love to have one.
And the clown there is pretty scary looking. He's like Ronald McDonald on a really bad day, I think.
So do you think the clown is going to play a larger role throughout the game? He's just randomly scary?
I think he's just randomly scary, to be honest with you. I mean, it does look like a really, really hungover Ronald McDonald.
There you go.
So one of the kind of criticisms from people's early perspective, early views on this game were it's just a series of quick time events.
Sure.
And so far it looks as though that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's very much like press this button to do this, and from the early stages, just before this, there's a whole section where you're brushing his teeth.
Absolutely. But that's kind of like a good introduction to the game. You know, it teaches you how to use all these quick time events. But one of the things is there's no HUD on the screen. There's no visible life bar or anything like that. So it doesn't take you out from the cinematic experience. So everything's overlaid onto the actual shots, so it never distracts you.
So do you think that this is like the beginning of virtual movies? I mean, the facial animations are very good. I think not so much on this character. I've played a little bit further in the kind of sort of beefier detective.
Yeah.
He looks a little bit more lifelike than this guy.
Absolutely. I think Ethan tends to look a little better when he's a little bit more beardy later on, when he's down and out.
Where's Jason?
He was here a second ago.
Hopefully
I
not spoil it,
I
but
turned
it does
around
get
and
dark.
just disappeared.
It does get dark, later on. So we're talking to our wife.
What do you mean disappeared?
It's
Stay here.
It's getting tense.
It's getting tense, and what happens now is the pace of the game starts to pick up. So you'll hear a bunch of really epic music in the background, which starts to build up as you look for your son.
It's got a very cinematic score.
It has. It's really cinematic.
It's from what I've played so far, a really, really good score.
Yeah, it's
very
recorded at Abbey Road as well, so it sounds absolutely brilliant. Best thing to do now, I think, is we hang over this balcony. We should be able to see him.
There he is.
Yeah, he's hiding down there. But again, the camera pans out like that. And this is great when you walk down the escalator and it all gets all shaky cam and it looks great.
The only problem with this is, do you think it's a game that you're going to play through once and then not do it again? I mean, I believe there's some moral choices in here that change the outcome of.
I mean, there's a lot of moral choices, and there's several different endings to the game, and depending on how you play it. The great thing about it is it's not a black and white moral choice like many games like BioShock.
Yeah.
The decisions you make in the game are emotionally affecting, and it never tells you this is a good decision or this is a bad decision.
So you're going to go and run off and try and find him.
So you have to go run off and find him now. This is where it gets really, really tense. You know something's about to happen at this point.
So here we go. We've got another sort of cinematic element here,
Yeah.
the split screen, a bit of two-way action going on here.
Yeah, it's a bit like 24.
Yeah.
It looks really, really cool. And yeah, we found Jason.
It's all going to go
It's all
wrong
going to
here,
go off
isn't it?
now. This is where it kicks off, and it's quite a sad scene, to be honest. I mean, especially for the early part of the game, you know.
So, no, Jason, no. Oh, no.
I always imagine like a Darth Vader, no, over things like that. They sound cool.
So you played this a few times now.
I
Are
have,
you still as excited?
I am, because I've played through it once, and I'm excited to play through it again. It's absolutely fantastic.
So it looks like things have gone pear-shaped for Jason.
Yeah.
And not to spoil anything, this is maybe the first hour of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really
This has been told in stories. This isn't a spoil. Everyone knows this happens. So.
And it gets rainy from here on in.
It does. The whole
is the
game's
heavy
set
rain.
in the rain from this point onwards. But it looks fantastic. And I love this when the balloon just floats up in that little window
Yeah.
as well. Like all the cinematic elements, just fantastic.
I think we're not going to show the next section, but it does. This is the prologue. You then get the credits, and it's presented in a like the beginning of a film where you get all the actors. And it's done. I mean, it's a French game, so you get that French thing of having the surname of the actors in bold, sorry, in capital letters as well,
right,
which is quite cool.
Yeah, it's
but
cool.
it's. I mean, it is produced very much like a film.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Especially those intro credits. You know, how many games do you play that have the actual voice actor's name prominent in the credits? You know, it never works like that. I think it's fantastic.
So, what else has Heavy Rain got going for it at this stage? Do you think?
I mean, the thing about the game is, you know, the heavy cinematic elements, the emotional kind of response you have to it. Because of the detail in the facial animations, you know, you can really see when people are upset or unhappy. And I think that, you know, helps connect with the characters more. And the way the story's told, and not to give too much away, but there are other places in the game where you may get upset, then, you know, I think you can be really emotionally affected by it.
So in conclusion, it has, from what you've played already, delivered on that early promise. David Cage saying, you know, this is going to affect you emotionally. It's a very cinematic experience. It's delivering on that from what you can tell.
Far more than any other game I've played so far. This is the most heavily cinematic, but by a long shot. You know, it's like playing through a film noir. You know, and there's everything in there. There's murder. There's some sex scenes. You know, there's just lots of.
There's a hot man buttock action.
Yeah, that's right early
Which is what
on as
I'm
well.
always
Yeah,
looking for.
absolutely.
I was playing the beginning sections last night where you're doing the very mundane things, and my wife thought it was a version of The Sims. She got confused. Yeah, she thought it was like a Sims game, and I was just waiting for it to get darker, which it does very early on.
It does really quickly. I think it's just like a nice tutorial, that beginning bit, and to help you connect with the characters a bit more.
I'm enjoying it very much. Mark, thanks very much. When's it available?
It's February 26th.
Excellent. So watch out for that on the PlayStation 3.